Hello, I'm Ilea,
I'm Elmika,
I'm Jamila.
and you're watching Brides of Christ.
living for the true groom, Jesus Christ.
Hello, welcome to our channel. Welcome back. Good to see you guys. Hello, viewers. Today's topic is soul ties. And Elmika here is going to give us a little information about it.
So tonight we will be talking about, we'll just be discussing what a soul tie is tonight. So today's scripture reading will be read by Jamila, and it will be out of 1 Corinthians chapter 6.
Yes, I'm starting from verse 15. Do you not know that your bodies are members of Christ? Shall I then take the members of Christ and make them members of a harlot? Certainly not. Or do you not know that he who is joined to a harlot is one body with her? For the two, he says, shall become one flesh. But he who is joined to the Lord is one spirit with him. I'm going to stop right there.
Okay.
All right.
So basically, Paul is saying in Corinthians that when you have sex outside of marriage, you are actually, when you have sex, period, the man and the woman are becoming one flesh. That's basically what he's saying. And that's why the Lord meant sex for marriage, because you are joined together with your husband or with your wife so that you will become one flesh. And tonight when we talk about soul ties, we'll talk about why that is such a big deal, because it affects you emotionally. And Malia is going to give the definition of what an ungodly soul tie is.
Okay. So, a soul tie, a spiritual connection between two people who have been physically intimate with each other, or who have had intense emotional or spiritual association or relationship. When such a connection is considered to be unhelpful and destructive in the life of the Christian, it can be removed using prayer and spiritual warfare. And not just in the life of a Christian, just people in general.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So tonight we just want to give you guys an introduction on what a soul. Jamila gave the scripture reading, just letting you know that anytime you connect yourself sexually or in an intense emotional relationship, then that a soul tie can happen with that. It will happen actually, and so doing that outside of marriage, it definitely creates problems. That's why in the Bible it says a harlot. If you don't know what a harlot is, go look it up.
A prostitute.
Yeah, I was being a little nice tonight, but that's exactly what it is. So I mean, you have to be very careful who you connect yourself with. That's why God only intended for sex to be within the unity of a man and a woman.
Not to cut you off, I just wanted to know if you guys have some examples of a natural way that people will be able to tell if you're not there spiritually. What's a natural way to tell if you are in a soul tie? I mean, of course, we've already said if you've had intercourse with someone, you definitely have a soul tie. But if for people that might not believe in soul ties, what are some examples of a natural way that you can tell that you have a soul tie with someone?
I think a really good one to know that you have a soul tie with someone, you're thinking about them all the time. Can't get your mind off of that person, and emotionally they can put you on an emotional roller coaster, up and down, up and down. However they want you to go for the day, however they want you to feel for the day. They can call you and say something real nice, and then you just love them. Or they can call you and just say something real nasty to you, and you're just mad at the world, or you're hurt all day, or anything that controls your emotions.
It's just being, and also, well, your emotions are up and down. And also, if they're so extreme, like extreme anger, they can do something they didn't text you back, and you're just extremely angry with that person. Then unless you know you have a soul tie with that person, or if you start acting out of character, then you know that you also have a soul tie with that person. Things that you normally wouldn't do, you begin to do. That definitely is a sign that there's a soul tie there.
I think for myself, Two things. One would be you make excuses for things that you wouldn't necessarily usually make excuses for. Like, oh, that's just how they are. Or, oh, that's, or maybe, those are excuses. It's an excuse. Excusing their behavior. And then the other thing is, I personally remember dating someone for a really long time, and we were really good friends. Even though we were together for a long time, even afterwards we were still really good friends. I was probably a better friend to him than he was to me, but we were friends, and we didn't want to stop being friends. So even though we were in and out of relationships, we were still, he's one of my best friends. That's one of my best friends, But I remember standing in the kitchen in my apartment and coming to the realization that I'm not going to let this person treat me like this anymore, and I'm not going to go through this. And I was like, but I'm still going to be their friend. And then the thought of us not being friends anymore, I physically felt sick standing in the kitchen. I physically felt myself feel like nauseous, and my stomach turned like, oh God, like we can't never not be friends. Like even I don't have to want to be with you, but we're still going to be friends because, you love their personality outside of dating them. It's just, you love them as a person and as a friend. But if you feel physically sick when you think the thought about not talking to them or not being their friend or never, blocking them or something like that, is definitely an ungodly soul tie.
Absolutely.
So. And maybe some of you don't know that all of us are made of 3 parts. We made of spirit, which is who you really are. We made of the soul and the actual body. So when we say soul tie, your soul, your emotions are connected to your soul. That's where your emotions lie. The way that you feel, the way that what you think, because soul / your mind, that's what it's the same thing. So that's why you can't seem to stop thinking about this person, or they make you feel a certain type of way. It's because that is where your emotions come from, your actual soul. So when you have a soul tie, that's why it's so strong, and it's such a strong connection and like a strong force. Have you ever thought about how you say you like somebody so much, or you just know, oh, that's my soulmate? And you may say, well, why do you think that person is your soulmate? Because they can finish my sentences. They'll know what I'm thinking without me even saying anything. That's not a coincidence. That is an actual soul tie. And it could be a godly soul tie if it's with a friend that the Lord has brought to you, a mother, a father. Those are godly soul ties. A husband and wife, those are godly soul ties. But tonight we're talking about ungodly soul ties, where that Malia said that it just physically made her sick, just the thought of her and this guy not being friends anymore. And we all have experienced that, but maybe you just didn't know what it was and why sometimes you can't get over your ex-boyfriend, or maybe the ex before the ex, or whatever.
This soul ties is like you go from one relationship to the next, and you're just bringing along that baggage from. That's why you have baggage, because your soul is still tied to that previous person. So you bring that into this new relationship. So all of those who are looking to be married, you definitely need to get rid of those soul ties, because they will still be there even when you marry. If you get married, they'll still be there. They'll still be there. So we just hope you guys tune in to part 2. This is just part 1. We just wanted to let you guys know what a soul tie was, how it looked, just in case if you didn't know. So hopefully you guys tune in to part 2, and we'll give you guys more information about soul ties and how to break soul ties.
So thanks for watching. We hope to see you guys next week. Tune in. Please subscribe to our channel and share with your friends. Remember that you're sharing Jesus when you share our videos.
Bye.